Sunday. This is Jen again, and we are still talking about alone. When I think of alone, a lot of things actually come to mind. For me, I have only been actually physically alone once in my life. I've grown up with a big family. I've always had my friends around. Even when I moved out, I've always had someone living with me. So yeah, when I think of alone, it actually kind of terrifies me. I would say when I was younger, but honestly I still have the fear, and I think I combat it mostly by ignoring it, which is wrong. So please don't take this as any type of advice. Ever since I was really little, I have dealt with this phobia called autophobia, which is a fear of oneself. And I will say that I have gotten better with it as I've gotten older, but you know, I've had issues with self-esteem. My inner thoughts are terrible to myself, and so I try really hard not to be alone with my own thoughts. About 5-6 years ago was the first time I was ever actually alone, and you know, I did it because it was a big opportunity for me. I was going to a larger university to help out in their labs, working on a disease ecology, which was the very first video I did for NFI. And while I was down there, I had lived by myself in like this tiny 1-bedroom apartment. I really was on my own, and it was terrifying to me, you know. It was a really big change to constantly be alone with my thoughts, and the first week was really rough. You know, phone calls weren't really cutting it, and keep in mind this was only like 5, almost 6 years ago now, and my only forms of entertainment were my Xbox that I brought with me. So I played a lot of video games, kind of burying myself in the research that I was doing, which was kind of cool at the same time because I could focus solely on that. I didn't have to go to work, so to speak. I was getting paid for my internship, so that was my work. But it gave me a glimpse into how life would be if I was by myself doing this. The reason why I bring this up is because after this experience, I didn't have as hard of a time with being alone with my thoughts. I learned to cook for one. That was hard. I learned to go to cafes and restaurants by myself, and you know, I honestly would take a lot of walks. I would go on bike rides and really cherished that time being alone. Ever since then, I make a point of every once in a while taking time to be by myself. But regardless, look, I just want to say that even if you're terrified of being alone, ending up alone in, you know, regards of being single or not really having a family, or, you know, you don't really have your friends around now because of what's going on, know that you're not going to be alone forever. And know that things will constantly change. Put yourself in positions where you will meet new people, or, you know, set up a time to actually hang out with your friends or your family. When I was at that internship, I really bonded with my lab mates, and you know, I got to learn a whole set of new perspectives being in that uncomfortable position of being alone. And all of a sudden I wasn't really alone anymore. You know, I got to hang out with them outside of the lab, and I got to meet even more people because of them. And I have a whole set of memories dedicated to that time that I look back on, and it is one of the highlights of my life, you know, the 28 years that I've been around. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Katrina, I will see you tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. I'll see you later. Bye.